Hey there, welcome back to Spyro. Last time we made our way through artisans and peacekeepers, and today we're going to be trucking on through magic crafters and hopefully beast makers. And without further ado, let's just get into it. I've said this about every level, but magic crafters, they absolutely nailed it in the remake, and I honestly don't want to just keep repeating myself about how I love everything, but it's hard because they just made it look so good.
Welcome to Magic Crafters. I want you to release the dragons, reclaim our treasure, and recover the eggs from those pesky blue thieves.
I kind of forgot this is the last time this is the last level we'll have the chance to deal with egg thieves. Which, kind of fine by me. I find them a bit annoying. And got him. So, because we're on the subject of dragons, kind of, I wanted to mention that I've been watching the Legend of Vox Machina recently, the Critical Role animated series. It's really good. I backed the Kickstarter back when that was happening because I was really excited about it. And I rewatched Season 1 recently to get hyped for Season 2, and Season 2 is, so far, the first 3 episodes have been really good. But I've had the dumbest problem with it in that the main villains, the Chroma Conclave, a group of 4 evil dragons, I guess I should give a bit more context if you don't know. Critical Role is a D&D campaign, and everybody at the table is a professional voice actor, so they got really into their characters and their story, and adapting it into a series that a lot of people could watch was a really strong idea. And so naturally all of the players voice their characters for the animated series, and the Dungeon Master, Matthew Mercer, has voiced just a lot of random characters and also a lot of the villains across the series. And for their recent group of villains, the Chroma Conclave, they've got 4 evil dragons, and Matt has never really voiced like the main villain of a season. He's been like a supporting villain, for lack of a better term. Because, like, he voiced Silas Briarwood in Season 1, but he wasn't as big a deal as Delilah. And he voiced Orthax, who was gonna take a backseat real quick. And I won't spoil anything. And currently he's voicing Craven Edge, who is just a sentient sword. We won't get too much out of that. But then for the Chroma Conclave, I believe they have Lance Reddick voicing Thordak, the leader of the Chroma Conclave, and Cree Summers voicing Raishan, probably the most important member, which Cree Summer voicing another dragoness, fantastic. And then you've got Voragal and Umbrasyl, and watching those first few episodes, I thought for sure Matt was voicing both of them, but then when I went to look into it, I kept finding conflicting reports that Liam O'Brien was voicing one of those dragons, and I can't hear it. And also, every time I saw it, it was different. Like, one source would say Liam voices Voragal and Matt voices Umbrasyl, and then another source would say that Matt is voicing Umbrasyl and Liam is voicing Voragal. And I honestly have no idea what it is, because when I listen to it, I don't hear Liam O'Brien at all. I just hear Matt Mercer in both instances. And if Liam is voicing one of the dragons, he's doing a hell of a Matt Mercer impression. I just completely ignored this guy, I'm sorry.
This portal leads to a special place where you can learn to fly. I remember when I was a young dragon, earning my wings.
Learn to fly. Got it.
So yeah, I'm really confused as to who is voicing who in that series, because I'm positive it's just Matt, but I'm getting conflicting things, and it's weird. But I'm really glad they brought it back for season 2. I was kind of worried a bit because I always thought that the Chroma Conclave was going to be a really weird arc to adapt. Because, sure, you've got the evil dragons, and that's great, but it's kind of just a series of fetch quests for them to get the vestiges. And fortunately, Matt's really good at what he does, and every vestige has a big moment for the character it's tied to. But I'm still curious about just how well they're going to be able to portray a series of fetch quests for a TV series. I hate the way this guy's placed. I always feel like I'm going to charge off the edge. I'm really happy with Critical Role and their current portrayal of Craven Edge, because they're doing absolutely perfect with the evil sword and Grog being too stupid to understand what he's attuned to. I would argue Grog was one of my favorite characters in Campaign 1, possibly just tied with Percy, and he's just so funny. It takes a genius to play an idiot, and Travis nailed it.
Of course not.
So yeah, I'm real excited for more Critical Role. Or at least Legend of Vox Machina. I've kind of fallen off on the stream for various reasons. I've watched a good chunk of Mighty Nine and a handful of episodes of Bell's Hells. I don't know what it is, I just have trouble getting into it. None of the groups have hit me the way Vox Machina have. Yes. I didn't even stop to think. I was just ready to go. Damn it. I was ready for him to drop it mid-flight. I've been getting impatient lately. Really? That was rude. Okay, patience this time. I know they say patience pays off, but impatience pays off faster. There we go.
Thank you for releasing me.
God, coming into this pit used to freak me out as a kid. I don't know why. If everything dies in one hit, it's not that big a deal. But I guess they were just low poly nightmares back then. I love this dragon's crystal wings.
Great work, Spyro. If you keep this up, you'll learn all the tricks of the Magic Crafter's world.
I wonder how that even works. I mean, I know the answer is just magic, but still.
Remember that these blue thieves have stolen eggs outside the Magic Crafter's world as well.
Don't worry, I'll take care of them.
Yeah, but not far outside the Magic Crafter's world. I'm not going to be seeing them after I leave. Okay. This is going to be a roundabout. I feel like a lot of these egg thieves were much easier in the original, and I don't know why. Yes. And this should be it. Oh god. No. I've had a few gems fall off the edge. And I know for a fact that that never happened in the original, and I don't know why it happens here sometimes. I also don't know why Sparks doesn't want to pick up a few gems. It's so weird. But that's Alpine Ridge done and dusted. Okay, and now for a level that freaked me out as a kid because I developed arachnophobia at a very young age, and still haven't gotten over it. I would actually argue that the remake spiders are less freaky than the originals, despite the better quality graphics. That being said, I once had a friend I was talking to when this remake came out, and she mentioned how Buzz was scarier in the original, and I didn't see that whatsoever, so now that I think about it, I guess I see it from her perspective of the spiders freaked me out more in the original.
Please do something about these green druids. They insist on moving everything in sight.
Keeping candles on your horns seems like a big safety hazard. Yes. I was waiting for them to split up, so I only had to get one. I appreciate them adding in skill points to Spyro 1. Though I'm not sure how skillful they are. A few of them just seem like either beat a boss without damage or just burn a hidden thing, like there's that painting and a tulip back in Stonehill.
I hate those bugs. When I become big and strong like you, I'll squash them all.
Until then, remember that Supercharge makes you invincible.
This is gonna sound like the dumbest nitpick, but I think that that dragon, it's a good design. I just don't like it for the name Ajax, because Ajax is an old Greek hero, and I think that that design just looks a little silly. And I know it fits for the Magic Crafters theme, But when I hear that name, I always picture something a lot more big and imposing. I guess what I'm just ultimately trying to say is Ajax should be a peacekeeper name. That being said, I find dragon naming is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do whenever I've tried writing. Especially whenever I tried working as a game master for D&D and I wanted to have dragons in my campaign. I have no idea what to name those things. You can't just have a Steve the Dragon, but also, I don't know, like coming up with a good fantasy name that doesn't sound too silly, but also fits. Like, it's a weird thing, a thing I heard about a long time ago where most people have a name that fits their face. Like, you know, oh, that person looks like a Josh or whatever. And what that usually is when parents think of names for their children, they usually kind of take their own facial features into account. And that way a name will fit a face. And you kind of always want that to work for a character as well. So, but when you have something fantasy based where there isn't a set naming convention, it's really difficult to have a name to be properly fit for your character, especially when it comes to dragons. And part of the reason why I went on that big tangent about the voice acting for the dragons in Legend of Vox Machina was because the only reason I found out about that weird discrepancy on the voice actors was I was on the Critical Role wiki, and I was on the Chroma Conclave page specifically looking up any trivia if Matt ever talked about the etymology of his dragon names. Because I really like his dragon names. They all sound really badass, and they fit. I know Umbrasyl, I don't know what the Syl part is, but I know Umbra just means shadow, and that fits for a black dragon, but other than that, I don't know where he got Thordak or Voragal or Brimscythe, but they all fit. They all sound really good for their respective dragon. And I really want to name some of my dragons in my campaign that way. I just don't know how he came up with them. I'm steaming too many lambs today. I gotta stop taking hits. So that's the intended way of beating that egg thief, right? Like, that's why they give you 3 of these in case you mess up.
Try combining your supercharge with jumping and gliding, and really explore the high caves.
Way ahead of you, buddy. And that should be, yep. Slightly easier when you're older and not terrified of the metal spiders. I can't believe I nailed that. I remember the hassle you gave me as a wee puff of hair. Oh, that looks so good. The lighting effect of the water rippling against the wall is so good. I know I talk about how much I love the visual design of every level, and I'm sure it's grating, but I think this might be my favorite glow-up. Like, I didn't have any particular love for Wizard's Peak. It's a great level, but like in the original, But now, when I'm playing this version, it's just so friggin' beautiful. Also, this is a great secret to hide right at the start of the level, just off the path of the entrance that you're looking right at.
Welcome to Wizard Peak. This is my favorite supercharged spot. Use it to bash those wizards.
Don't mind if I do. That was a mistake. I wanted to get both the wizard and the thing. And just do it the old-fashioned way. I was gonna say this is the easiest thief, but I knew if I said that before I got him, I'd fall off the ledge. So I had... What am I doing? I don't normally believe in jinxes, but yet suddenly I'm on camera and I don't want to mess up too bad. I should have just said it. I don't believe in jinxes.
Well done, Spyro. Thank you for releasing me.
I did not hit the sheep. Good. I don't like them placing the metal things next to the ledge because I feel like I'm gonna charge right off. Yeah, I realized last second that would have killed me if I'd gone right at him. I think that's every egg in the game. Yes. Oh, yes.
Listen carefully, Spyro. There's a secret area in the artisan's home world near the waterfall. Try jumping on the stones there.
The map on his ring is such a fantastic detail.
Sounds
I mentioned this in the last episode, but whenever I replay this game, I always hold off on going to Sunny Flight until after I free that guy. just because it reminds me of when I was a kid playing for the first time and I didn't know about that secret. So normally at this point, if I was playing casually, I'd be like, well, time to go back to Artisans, but we got that out of the way already. Against my preferred playment style. Playment style? What the hell? Alright, don't choke this time. Don't choke. At this point, I haven't touched the original since the remake came out, and I want to go back, but I actually have trouble remembering because flight levels generally are my favorite. I don't find them too memorable just by nature. I feel like this level was daytime in the original, and I could be totally wrong. But just something about the general lighting of this version. Oh god. I messed up bad. I just feel like the general lighting of this version feels ever so slightly off, and I can't explain it. Stop sucking. Whew. My nose was itchy that entire time. Boy, when they were handing out boss names, this guy really got the short end of the stick. The shadows on the windmill is such a great touch. That sparks, buddy. Not paying you to gold brick.
Thanks for releasing me, Spyro. You have no idea how long I've been trapped in Crystal. And, neither do I. Who are you again?
I'm out of here.
Just no time for your Alzheimer's. Come on, come down here. I promise the boss of the next level actually offers a challenge. Alright, that is it for Magic Crafters.
Thank you, Spyro, for recovering so many of our dragon eggs. Hop aboard for the Beastmaker's world if you're ready. Would you like to
I
go?
am ready. Now, say it with me, I love the look of this level. There's just something about this dingy swamp aesthetic in cartoony proportions that I absolutely adore. He killed a fodder. You didn't even need that butterfly, dude. I don't have any particular love of Beastmakers in the original, beyond just a series of good, fun, challenging levels, but the look they gave to the remake, it's mwah.
Nasty North is turning our swamp into an electrified jump heap. And it used to be so beautiful.
I'm sure it was.
Oh, I thought that was a chain reaction one. These boars freaked me out as a kid. Not because I found them scary, but because level had the very first jump scare I ever experienced in a video game.
Spyro, it's great to see you, but I gotta go.
And it's right here. You follow these gems, and this guy just comes out of nowhere. Scared the hell out of me as a kid. I ran and I hid. I'm not proud to admit it, but it's the truth. Just, that boar terrified me. There's just something about those trees. I'm sure this isn't a common thing, but I would love to attempt to make a video game one day, even though I have absolutely no experience. Mostly it would be from an conceptual artistic point, I guess. I'm a total Luddite. Setting up this Let's Play was taxing. I could not program for the life of me. But I would have never considered it before the remake, just how much I love the visual aesthetics of a swamp level, and now it's something I consider fairly regularly. When I think about one of the dream games I want to make, which I have like 20 dream games I want to make one day. Yeah, Beastmakers as a homeworld was just kind of meh for me in the original. I kind of hated it for treetops, but that's another story. But yeah, remake, absolutely adore the aesthetic. The cypress trees, the cattails, I think they nailed everything. I didn't think a swamp could look this good. I'm missing something. What am I missing? That way. Come on. Ah. That's not bad. So now that I'm a bit into the recording, I'm going to admit something to the people who stuck around this long. I almost noped out of this again. I mentioned it in the first part of the Spyro LP, but I get horribly camera shy, and I've attempted to do Let's Plays a bunch of times over the course of my life, and I always cowered out of it because I get so nervous. And I almost cowered out of doing this part 2, even though I've already done part 1, and I had fun with it. I went recorded an intro, and then I immediately deleted that video going, now what am I thinking? I can't do this. But now that I'm well into the recording, yeah, it's starting to be fun again, and I don't know why I get so self-conscious. I really need to defeat my brain on this. I'll say it again, this level looks fantastic. I did like Terrace Village as a kid. I don't know why. I kind of just liked the feel. I don't particularly remember loving any aesthetics or, you know, any challenges here. But, yeah. The remake once again nails it. Also, every time I see those signs, my brain auto-completes it to no skinny dipping. Got that. Ah, I knew I missed something. Yeah, okay.
Watch out, Spyro. The Norks in these parts have discovered the power of electricity, and it really stings.
I will never stop complimenting this game. These shock Norks all look fantastic. I love the mohawks, and I love the, I really love the proportions on the big purple ones. Yes! I thought I jumped the gun there. Oh. Spoke too soon. Come on, man. Get it together.
Good job,
Paint me like one of your French dragons.
You'll be able to tell all the dragons about your amazing adventures.
Sure, but what I'd really like to do is get out of this swamp.
There we go. Oh, dang it. Sorry, chicken. Oh, come on. I already killed a fodder here. Don't like hurting him. This bit is definitely more noticeable in the remake. When I was a kid playing through this level the first time, I never noticed this wall until I was like at the return home trying to see if I could find anything else, and then I noticed the divots here. I don't think it's particularly well hidden. I think I was just being blind. I missed one of the things, didn't I? Oh, I always miss one of them. Ah, right there. Not so fast. Oh geez, what am I missing? Is it way back at the start? Oh no. Of course. I guess that is a minor criticism I have to levy at the remake, is that I love the grass effect. I love it. I think it looks great, I think it's perfect, I think it adds so much depth to the world, hides some of the gems. I feel like the gems might need a bit more vibrancy in their color to help stand out a bit more. God, he gets so much height on those. Nope, chicken, don't. It's a trap. There. You are safe now. And here's another bit of childhood nightmare fuel. These ferns absolutely terrified me. The sound design in the original made them so much more intimidating. It was like this really low, loud rumble they did as they were getting ready. And then there's these frogs, which aren't scary, they're just a challenge. Like that. I'm not going back to that chicken at the start. I saved him. It's the same thing with the trees and bushes and Fracture Hills. Just the fact that they're mimics really surprises you when you're young.
Be on the lookout for attack frogs. They are cold-blooded killers. Attack frogs? And this used to be such a nice swamp.
Roscoe knows what's up. I don't know why I thought that would work. I need a dragon reminding me that I shouldn't try to flame metal armor. Way too early. I wanted the satisfaction of charging them all in a row. Once more with feeling this time. Hi, random Mohawk Fairy. You're awesome. You are safe, chicken. Okay, I'm pretty sure everyone familiar with this game remembers this area, and not fondly, so let's see how well I... Already off to a bad start. And they all respawn if you croak. Oh, darn you, Aristophanes. There we go.
releasing me. It seems like I've been trapped in here since I was your age.
Oh, no.
Why, I remember,
Gotta go.
I mentioned this in the last part, but some of Spyro's deliveries are a lot more genuine when in the original they came across as smartassed. And that's another one of them. Because that I've been trapped in here since I was your age, and he goes, oh no, like he really cares, like, oh, that's terrible. In the original, it's, oh no. Because he already knows where this is going. It's going into a long-winded story about an onion on your belt. I do appreciate the more genuine Spyro. It definitely makes him a bit more likable, but he had just a tiny bit of edge with that smartass in him, and I miss it. If they ever do decide to make another one, which they really should, I hope they keep that aspects to him.
Thank you for releasing
Or
me.
bring it back, I should say. I forgot you can't charge them. That was a hell of a hitbox. Hurt box. I miss Sparks. Yeah, here's the boy.
I'll tell you what to do with those creatures. Smash them, Spyro. Stamp them out and squish them and squash them.
How about charge them and flame them? We are dragons after all.
I remember the lead up to this game and they were showing off a few of the redesigns. Everybody loved Bubba. And who could blame him? Fantastic. Satisfaction. I don't know what the tactile equivalent of ASMR is, but that's it. That just feels too good. Oh no. I don't know what I'm missing and I don't have sparks. Time loop. I saved you in the last time loop, but not in this one. I died to the water. Doesn't count. Complete do-over. Oh my god. See, some of the foliage just a little much sometimes. Oh boy. Everybody's favorite. Everybody's. I have no idea what I thought what I was thinking as a kid, but when I was younger, I thought these were supposed to be moose. Moose naturally living in the treetops, you know, throwing bananas at you. I have no excuse, but dumb 5-year-old me thought moose. It's probably just the Canadian in me. I remember when they were showing off the remake and this was one of the levels they showed off, and just, you knew. They knew. You have to show off treetops. It's too memorable. Memorable, that's the nice way of phrasing it.
Greetings, Spyro. For an amazing tour of the treetops, don't just stop at one supercharge.
Huh.
This dragon. I was well into my teenage years before I knew how to get that dragon properly. What I did as a kid is I would jump off this supercharge ramp at just this, close to this corner as I could get, and I would try to clip the bottom of the whirlwind so I would get height, and then I would just turn right back around. I knew it wasn't intended, but it worked. And then I'm very proud that when I figured it out on my own. Like, it was something I refused to look up. I didn't want to be told how to do it properly. And then, I kid you not, like a week later, I was doing a drawing and I needed a reference for treetops. And when I was doing a Google image search, there was just a diagram overhead shot of the level showing you how to do it. Like, I think was, thank God I figured that out before I did this. I did not want to be told. It was a matter of pride. Stupid pride. And I'm glad I did it. I legitimately find these enemies less scary now that they're apes, because moose are much more terrifying than apes. Moose are the only animal I can think of where if you hit them with your car, you don't think, oh poor animal, you think, oh poor car.
Spyro, if you jump at the end of a supercharge ramp, you can really go far.
I'm all over it.
Alright. These supercharge sections, not this one, I'm just getting the chest. These can be real tricky. I'm probably gonna go quiet and go into concentration mode for them. Alright, let's do this. Never would have thought to circle back around and go up a supercharge. Jed, you son of a gun.
That was quite a ride, Spyro. You learned a lot since you were a young glider.
Yeah, well, you could have found an easier spot to get stuck.
Who are these huts for? They're way too tiny to be for the dragons. Alright, supercharge number 2. This one was way easier to figure out. This is such a tiny detail, but I love the broken wooden bridge, implying that there is an easy way to get around this area. It just got wrecked. Like the dragons just... Normally, yeah, place is in perfect working condition. We have bridges, or we fly because we're adults and we can do that. But, you know, for the youngins, there's a bridge and it's easy. Then the Norks show up and ruin it. And now it's treetops that we all know. Almost a bit of a frustrating environmental storytelling. This one lives up to its name. This one does feel very wild. Okay, I'll get you later. There you go. There you go. I think that's the most hectic flight level. It really throws me off every time. Alright. One last boss to see us off for the session. This is probably the only boss in the game I would say offers a decent challenge. And it's not just because of the moose leading up to it. Oh, there was a fodder there. Nope. I believe that's everything in the initial area. Nobody saw that.
Metalhead is all charged up to meet you. Attacking the power pole should disrupt his power supply.
Alright, let's rock. Right into it. So yeah, offers a decent challenge, not because of the boss itself, but because of finding a good opening to attack these. Also a long line of gems from all of the enemies he was tossing at you just poofing out of existence once you take care of his first phase. Jeez. Right, yes. There, the first game manages to have an actually challenging boss. Also, every game needs something hidden behind the waterfall. Even if it's a weird green bio slime waterfall. More gems from poofed enemies. And there we go, that is Beast Makers. I think we did that in pretty good time. Weirdly enough, it was Misty Bog that was the trouble and not treetops. Let's get out of here.
Oh, I feel much better now that so many dragons have been rescued. Jump in the balloon and I'll show you the Dreamweaver's world. Are you ready to go?
Heck yeah. Alright, and here we are. Dreamweavers. I believe you can get me through the night. But that's where we're gonna call it. Again, thank you for joining me. This felt a lot better, this recording session, once I got out of my own head. I enjoyed it. I'm glad we made such good work of Magic Crafters, and especially Beast Makers. Again, I'm really surprised Misty Bog gave me more trouble than Treetops, but we take the wins we get. So, thank you for joining me. Next time we'll be tackling Dreamweavers and, in all likelihood, Nasty's World and polishing off the original Spyro. Thank you for joining me. I know you're spoiled for choice when it comes to content on the internet, and I'm honored you chose me. So until next time, goodbye, and take care.